So, California Senator Alex Padilla was physically removed from a press conference featuring Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Democratic Senator from California, Alex Padilla, being physically removed by Secret Service agents from a press conference featuring Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Now, there is so much I want to say here, but first things first. Just because you're a senator does not mean you're above the law. And I know for 100% certain that Alex Padilla has said that exact same thing before. No one's above the law. You were talking about Trump, Mr. Padilla, but that includes you as well. Just because you're a senator means nothing. You cannot just lunge at somebody, talk out of turn, acting crazy, and expect for there to be no kind of consequence. And you know what I think? This guy being from Los Angeles, California, a Mexican parents, I think he's just acting, okay? You learn the acting from California and you're trying to help raza, the race. That's all this is. And of course, the biggest race of all you want to help are your Democratic colleagues on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. This is all just an act. It's all just a game. Now, before I go any further, let's get into the actual video in question. Of course, I will link to the video in the box if you want to see it and hear it without my commentary. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio. Go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Guys, ready? And bell. Sir, hands up, hands up. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your
I also want to
hands off.
How many of our ICE agents have been docked?
On the ground. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
If you let my hands go, I put behind my back.
All right. Cool. Other hand. Lay flat. Lay flat.
Other hand, sir. Other hand.
What you get, man? Want to act crazy? Want to act violent? Okay.
I did not know. There's no recording allowed out here per FBI, right? So what? I'm sorry? There's no recording allowed out here. That's my boss. There's no recording allowed out here. You can record. There's no recording allowed out here.
Okay, so you see what's going on there. Again, that was Senator Alex Padilla from Los Angeles, California, getting arrested by the federales, Secret Service, or whatever you want to call them. Now, there's a lot of reaction to this, of course. I liked it because it shows that you cannot just do whatever you want to do despite being an elected official. That means nothing. Okay, you're still a United States citizen. You still have to follow laws like all the rest of us. No one, Mr. Padilla, is above the law. Ain't that right? Ain't that what you said before? Now, you see what they're saying in different articles. This is BBC over in UK. U.S. Senator dragged out of L.A. news conference and handcuffed. Here is, what's this? Axios. Padilla episode triggers 5 alarm fire for Democrats. Of course, they want to pounce on this. They're going to go on CNN, all the Sunday shows. They're going to go on social media talking about, oh, well, if this can happen to this man, he's a senator and he's Hispanic. What about your neighbors? What about your fruit picker and bed maker? Shout out to Obama. What about the people that work in your garden? This can be them. That's going to be the message. Okay. Now, look, this is LA Times. Look at this headline. Senator Alex Padilla's crime, being Mexican in MAGA America. Okay. So now it's racist to detain someone when they're acting crazy. All this lunging toward the Department of Homeland Security. You're lunging at Kristi Noem, the HSI secretary. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? And let me just refresh this. First, they came for the immigrants. Then they took down our Latino senator. Again, LA Times. Very incendiary headlines, but not surprising for this particular group. Now, he has responded to all the nonsense. Let's just show this video right here.
If this is how this administration responds to a senator with a question.
Pause. It wasn't just a question. You were acting out of control. If it was just a question, why were you lunging? Why did they have to hold you back? Just ask your question in a civilized fashion. If I or any of us do what you did, the same thing would happen, and the same thing should happen, because you're talking about Kristi. No, you think you could just run up on her? Like, it's like running up on Trump or somebody. You will get dealt with ASAP.
If this is how the Department of Homeland Security responds to a senator with a question, you can only imagine what they're doing to farm workers, to cooks.
Oh, now you want to start crying? Okay, all right, that's fine.
To day laborers out in the Los Angeles community and throughout California and throughout the country. We will hold this administration accountable.
All righty, there we go. So that's what he says. Now, this is from CNN. There's a quick response. I don't think they're really buying the whole act from Mr. Padilla.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, she was holding a press conference and doing a press statement. He's not a member of the press. It wasn't like a hearing where it was an open forum for senators to ask a question. He clearly showed up to a public event to create a moment and do what you're saying, sort of show his constituents, not just Democrats, but that he's fighting from his perspective. There's no...
Exactly. Clearly what was going on. That's clearly what was happening. He's an actor just trying to put on a show, put on a spectacle. Hey, I'm out here fighting for you guys, for you fruit pickers and bed makers. If you're here illegally, you're Hispanic, and that's all you want to do is manual jobs. You can't do anything else. Now, look, there's a lot I want to say. Okay, there's a lot I want to say. First of all, I don't care about what you got going on if you're here illegally. I'm going to say that one more time for the folks in the back, because some don't really understand the distinction between legal immigration, which I have no problem with. If you're here legally, cool, great, fantastic. I have no issue, none whatsoever. If you're here illegally, that's where the problem lies. You are doing the wrong thing. And you knew you were doing the wrong thing from the very beginning. When you paid that coyote the 10 bands, yes, $10,000 for the folks who don't know, on the low end, at least $7,000, you got to pay that coyote to come over here one time to get smoke up one time. And if you fail, you got to go back and try again and pay at least $7,000 more dollars. But you knew what you were doing from the beginning when you paid that coyote, when you went through the Darien, when you hopped across the border, when you went through the concertina wire. When you did what you did to get here, you knew you were doing something illegal. Now you're being held accountable and you want to start crying. I'm seeing videos of people crying and slobbing and snotting. Oh, they're taking me. You're here illegally. Check it out. If I do something wrong, I get locked up. I get sent to the penitentiary, Big Rocks, Little Rocks. I'm held accountable. And the same thing goes for all other American citizens. So why do you think as an illegal alien, you get special treatment? Like all of a sudden the laws in this country don't apply to you. I don't care about nothing you got going on if you're here illegally. If you want to come to the country, do it the right way. There's all kind of visas, H-1B, H-2B, A, B, C, D. There's all kind of ways of coming to the country legally. You chose to come into the country illegally. So if you get deported, oh well. Oh well. That's how I feel about it. And then I want to add one more piece as I close. I put out a video on Facebook, Instagram. It's kind of going viral. It's a short video in which I was talking about this same thing, about the rioters in Los Angeles tearing things up, firebombing, beating up Waymos, looting. To those who are flying flags of other countries, whether it be Mexico or any other country on planet Earth, aside from America, you're flying those flags, protesting, tearing things up. You can go back. You could go back to where you came from. Whatever flag you flying, go to that country and experience life there. Don't be here complaining and crying about what we built. Okay, I'm black. I'm not the same as you. I've been here forever. I was born here. My parents were born here. My great-grands. We could go all the way back to the 1600s. I'm from the first Virginia, where it all started. 1600s. We've been here since then. We were in West Virginia when it was still just Virginia. So I don't want to hear nobody talking about, oh, well, they're going through what you guys are going through in the 1960s. No, you're not. No, you're not. We were here legally. You came here illegally. We came here. It wasn't our choice. We were brought here by force. You paid the coyote 10 bands to come over here. There's no comparison. I'm an American. I'm a citizen. I was born here. You aren't. If you want to become an American, great, fantastic. Do it the right way. And that's it. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about what Senator Alex Padilla did? You think it was a stunt? He's an actor just trying to, oh, I'm fighting for you guys. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. It's purely acting, 100% acting, just trying to put on the show. And then the whole thing about the black and the brown connection. Oh, you're black, ABL. You should be supporting. and in LA, do you understand the black and brown relations in Los Angeles? Do you know what the NKs are in LA? Do you know anything about some of the areas where black folks were at, in which they were targeted specifically by Mexicans? They were harmed by Mexicans to get them out. And I want to add one last piece. I don't want to make this be a black versus Mexican thing, because the Mexicans I know, I love. The white folks I know, I love. The black folks I know, I love. However, there are certain groups within each group that I hate. And those who are out there tearing Los Angeles up, flying the flags of different countries, I hate them. And it don't have to be Mexican. It could be from Europe, Africa, South America. If you hate this country and you want to fly the flag of that country, go back to that country. I only want people here that love this country. Regardless of what color you are, where you come from, if you love America, I love you. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.